Michael.
And everything they use to prove evolution has been proven to be wrong or a lie. I mean, what is your...
Well,
do you have any evidence on evolution, or why do you believe evolution?
We have a lot of that on our website, and I would suggest if you have some peer-reviewed publications or some scientific experts that have shown that evolution is false, bring it to our website. It's rationalresponders.com, and we engage people in conversation about these issues all the time.
Hey, Brian, have you ever thought of just getting a job?
I had a job for a long time. I've never been more happy in my life than I am right now.
Well, I would be happy if I didn't have to work and Mommy and Daddy could pay for me, too. But that's not what I actually have to work for a living, as do a lot of other people. And I'm just wondering, at some point, I mean, do you ever ask yourself, why are you so committed to I guess, in some way, poo-pooing what other people believe? And why is it such an obsession? I mean, I know that atheists are out there and agnostics, and, that's just the way the world is. And I can, try to talk to them and say, this is what I believe, and maybe it'll change some minds. But I don't stay up at night thinking that there are all these people out there who, are agnostics and atheists. But it seems like you are up at night worrying about all these crazy Christians.
Right. Well, I think it's a little unfair what you just did, by the way. I work about 100 to 140 hours a week. And additionally, my mom and dad don't pay for me. I have a very loving girlfriend who very much believes in what I'm doing. And what we do believe in is that religious faith is dangerous, and that it is changing the scope of the world. And, it's something that we need to help rid the planet of. Faith is not something that we use. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So I was just going to say, would you have the Catholic charities across the globe disband, leave their posts, leave the AIDS orphanages that no one will go into, and I mean no one, leave the war-torn parts of the world where no one will go except the people who believe in something greater than themselves and greater than perhaps a website? Would you have them leave?
There are atheists that go to these, places. They just don't do it in the name of atheism when they go, so it's not as, well known. They don't create.
Do you actually, Brian, are you actually going to try to tell me that the majority of the charity work done in the world is done by atheists? Are you kidding me?
Well, the majority of the world is Christian. It would just come to reason that if all things were fair, that 80% of the world, that believes in a God, that 80% of the world would be people.
Who do you think Martin Luther King was? How about the women's suffrage movement? How about every freedom movement in the world had a religious component to it? If the atheists had their way, there wouldn't have been any of that. Gandhi, yeah, he was a real threat to the world, too. Or maybe he was, according to your website. I don't know.
No, actually, Gandhi wasn't that bad of a person. But,
Gandhi's
what's funny
cool.
is that Gandhi's in hell if the Bible is true.
Well, first of all, you need to learn more about the Catholic faith, because it's
I grew up as Catholic.
Don't tell me that. My head hurts. You grew up as a Catholic? Oh, no.
Sure.
All right. My head hurts. I'm hurting. All right, hold on. We're going to get to some more questions. Stay with us.
Yeah. What if God was one of us?
We're back on the Laura Igraham Show. Brian Sapient from the website rationalresponders.com. He's the co-founder of the website, and they have a blasphemy challenge going. And apparently, Brian, you've gotten, 35 people to say that they've moved from believers to atheist, agnostic, or whatever it is you're calling yourself?
Yeah, that number actually needs to be changed. It's probably more like 60 or 70 at this point. In the 9 months since we started the Rational Responders website, many more people have come forward. That number was put up before the website was even created, or at the time the website was created.
Okay, I'm going to go through a list of people. You tell me whether you think they're smart or not smart. Are you smarter than they were smart? Galileo.
Galileo was smarter than me.
Than I. Da Vinci.
Right, there you go. You see? Galileo probably used proper English.
Da Vinci.
Smarter.
Aquinas.
Yeah, might be smarter than him.
Than he. Isaac Newton.
Newton was smarter.
John Paul II.
Oh, this is such a bad game. I mean, should I list atheists?
No, it's not.
Intellectuals.
No, it's actually not a bad game. It's actually illustrating a very important point.
No,
which is that you have a very shaky foundation for what you're saying, whereas there is abundant historical proof for the existence of the birth of Jesus Christ. And because you've had some bad experience that you've had some bad experience with your faith, I'm very sorry to hear about. And if you are where you are right now, something went wrong somewhere. And this is my statement, is that I believe at some point in the future, maybe it won't be tomorrow, maybe it won't be in 2 weeks, you are going to have such a major turnaround on what you're doing, and it's probably going to be the best day of your life. Let's go to Paul in Bernie, Texas, KLUP. Paul.
If I don't have any desire to change an atheist belief for a believer's belief, but if the motivation is to get to believe there's no God, therefore in the afterlife, if there's such thing as just darkness, then your motivation is to guide them to that darkness. Whereas if there's a paradise or a loving God to live forever with, and religion is motivating them to go there, I know it's not I'm not saying I'm going to get there. I won't know till afterwards. It's kind of a personal thing, I think, with each person and God. That's why you don't say who goes and who. I'm not making much of a point, but that's all I got for now.
No, I see your point. I mean, his point is, if you're going to roll the dice, why not roll in? At least if you believe, at least if you're right, there's a pretty long afterlife if you get to the right place, and if not, then
pick the right God.
Oh, the right God. Okay. And
there's a few major ones that the world believes in today. I mean, if you believe in Allah, Yahweh is going to be very upset if he's the right God, or vice versa.
What does your girlfriend do for a living that she can support this? That's just I'm just curious. That's got to be expensive, this website.
No, it's not that expensive. We work because the goals and the missions are much more important to us. So,
is there a higher goal here?
Well, hopefully to the world of the environment, question other people on claims that they want us to believe without proof.
We question everything. This is what, Brian, there is an interfaith debate going on across the globe, in case you haven't noticed. And this Pope actually started down that road of not only building bridges, but having a conversation about the different faiths. And where it intersects, well, we'll see. This is ongoing, and it's important, and we're glad we had you on. We have a lot of people on the line. Wish we could talk to you longer. I'm sure we'll check back in with you. Brian Sapient of RationalResponders.com. All right, quickly, let's go to Jill, Jacksonville, North Carolina, former missionary. Jill.
Missionaries in Africa spreading AIDS. Well, how about in the coastal culture, the belief is that raping a virgin will cure the rapist of AIDS. So this is killing babies and spreading AIDS at the same time, and that's their cultural belief.
Oh, Jill, excellent point. And I think if Brian actually spent some time with missionaries across the world where they're working in the most deplorable conditions, he might have a different view. And I'm telling you, people who come out as these, committed atheists, there's often a turnaround. I hold out a lot of hope for even people like Brian. So in the end, I think it'll be okay. It's just he's can't get his mind around it, can't get his heart around it, but it'll happen.
News Talk 660 K-Sky, online at ksky.com.